I'm looking back to day 100 and I want to say 15. Yeah. I'm wearing lazy egg socks or Gudetama socks. I use those two interchangeably. Which is funny because my friend was saying Gudetama and I was like, yeah, I was in between. Because my brain crapped out and I was going to be like saying both together. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, lazy egg. And he's like, I never heard of it like that, only Gudetama. And I was like, oh. I mean, to be fair, he's Japanese. So I wasn't surprised. So I just watched, today I watched Mark's eating Takis video. It wasn't good. I think in an odd way, I trust, even though they're both opinions, I trust like Pro ZD being better at kind of giving an opinion, even though he is no more qualified than Mark is. But I think I prefer him kind of speaking his opinion on things, even if I disagree with it. To be fair, I don't know anything about Takis, but like Rosie talks about a bunch of other things, everything from Pokemon to anime characters to sweet snacks to like savory snacks to hot pocket. I guess that's a savory snack, but a hot pocket. And I thought he did a Taki, but I honestly don't know. But he ranked all Pokemon, so he did, you know, quite a lot. He should talk about Digimon. That could be cool. Ooh, yeah. He probably did, didn't he? And I just like don't know about it. Anyways, didn't he get a voice of Pokemon or something? That was cool. That's cool. Anyways, with Mark's video. Oh, it's not good. It's first, and I don't know if it's, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I remembered wrong. However, having Mark be like, oh, I don't eat the actual crunchy bit, I only suck the flavor off. He doesn't suck the flavor off enough. I feel like he definitely wastes powder. So even if you're gonna eat it like that, why would you eat it like that? Like, anyways, so like, why would you like suck on them longer to get all the flavor? But I don't know, he didn't mention it in that Taki video, but like each kind of mentioned it, but like he didn't mention what was the good one, where he goes each factory has a different way, and previously he talked about which one he liked better, blah blah. But anyways, he doesn't even eat the crunchy part. And I thought, and I don't know, I might be wrong, but I thought he mentioned it was because it was healthier just to lick off the flavor. Hear me out. I understand trying to be healthier. I understand doing little things that can be healthier if you know what you're doing. Like some people are like, oh, I have so much Blenda instead of sugar, but I'm like, that can affect how your body reacts to sugar. So obviously I'm not saying, oh, eat a bunch of sugar. I'm just saying, like, know what your body's doing, and if you definitely kind of maybe talk to your doctor about certain things. If you have sugar problems, I assume, you know, with diabetes or pre-diabetes and stuff, you would have talked to your doctor and you kind of know what's up. However, little things growing up that I remember my teacher, my actual gym teacher, taught me one time was, you know, or like talked about, was, you know, your healthy weight if your fingers can clasp your wrist. And then somebody was like, I think you should do it like somewhere on your arm. Please know that that is called checking, and it is actually really highly not great, because people with eating disorders check themselves quite often with checking to see, because if they have that much weight or fat on them. I have, obviously everyone does hold weight differently, so I've never had any problem with my wrist, any angle. I can touch finger to finger, no problem. Obviously I can't do that on your arm. You're not supposed to. That literally isn't how that works. You're like that. Anyways, so obviously that's gonna be really triggering for somebody. Also, but the fact that someone like said that, and it was, but so for me, like learning these little things, like how you check yourself to make sure you are ideal weight, and obviously is not ideal healthily. It's more for like appearance, which a lot of things are, but unhealthily. Yeah, they're not healthy. They are extremely unhealthy, hence they can fit these requirements, and even those requirements aren't good enough, blah blah. But I still do it to this day. But I eat grapes not on the vine, and for me personally, it's because I ate or touched too many bugs in my time that they couldn't have been washed properly. So I always take them off and like make sure they're washed. But I also don't like things on my fingers, so sometimes I eat it with a fork. And after I started doing that, I learned that that is a thing people that have eating disorders also do, where they will be like, even grapes aren't healthy, and they will eat it one at a time with a fork because they think it will fill them up more, and it like shows you how much you ate. It's really just completely unhealthy, and it's gross, but I still do it. And every time I do that, I think of like, oh dang, because I don't know if you guys ever had that where you could feel with just a slight differing of something could have led you down a different path. And especially back in elementary school, I really felt like I was kind of close to going down that path. And again, I think I started eating grapes, especially individually off the vine, like putting them all in a bowl off the vine, was because, again, it was like a bug on my lips. And I'm like, I'm not for that life, thank you. I'm good. Of course, dead, but didn't want that. But having those little things, so every time I eat grapes now, I think of it, because that's just how I eat grapes. I don't like food and sticky things on my fingies, but I don't know. And having that kind of idea, so having him be like, it's for health reasons, it's really, I'm not saying Mark has any problems, but he definitely has a weird idea of weight. Mark also talks about, you know, working out and how his, almost in it's not a good way, but like how Amy's angry at him for doing certain things, which, well, you know, Amy, if you know Amy, like that's not really what she's known for. But also, if anything, I think she's really lifting, but with the whole like, oh, my trainer's gonna be so mad. It's like, what, that you eat Pop-Tarts? He literally made a video saying that he eats Pop-Tarts. Like, he's not mad at you. When you ate a cake or was trying to eat a whole cake, he was made fun of you for not eating more of it. I don't know anything besides the little few things that I saw on their previous channel. I don't like watch his channel, Alex's channel by itself, but it just this idea that it's really harmful. Oh, but like, he'll be mad at me. Like, no, he wasn't. No. And then he also mentioned that, like, oh, Alex, since I did this on purpose, like, broke my foot on purpose. I'm like, no, he doesn't, and he's not mad at you for not doing. I don't know, like, it's, I don't know, but yeah, with the talkies thing, it is also so wasteful. Yeah, but obviously it's his money, he can do whatever the hell he wants, and if he wants to suck off most of the flavor, and go ahead. But it just is such a thing, and I'm like not living for it. Yeah, one of the other things that I really don't like, that really bothers me that Mark does or says is obviously his milk argument, which I think I already talked about. I'm not getting into that, but his argument that like it's in your head, where he's like, oh, love isn't real, it's all chemicals in your head. And I'm like, yeah, everything is. That's how you feel, is in your head. Feeling anything, it's in my head. Yeah. And then he said that about pain too, but it's so funny because it's so funny is that he talks about like this right here, where he's like, oh, it's horrible being in this machine and stuff, but I'm like, well, get over it, it's in your head. He said that when he was like chugging eggnog. It's like, oh, well, I'm just gonna make myself not feel this. And it's like, okay. Also, your body warns you. If you feel bad, it's telling you to stop. The pain of the pepper spray is telling you to stop because it will actively hurt your body. Not like hurt, like physically, the pain, but I mean, it will cause your skin to swell up. Yes. Hence your brain goes, ooh, warning, pain. You're going to be in worse pain. Same with drinking too much eggnog. Your stomach goes, hey, my stomach, that stomach hurts. Stop drinking things. It hurts. Because if you keep drinking it, it physically affects your stomach. Hence you feel full and then stopped and in pain. You know? So, but then he also turns around and he goes, oh, I can't build this bridge in the forest with one little nub off of it because it bothers me. And I'm like, well, it's also in your brain, get over it. Oh, you feel afraid? Oh, get over it. Oh, you feel physical pain? Oh, get over it. Feel love? Get over it. Oh, happiness? Get over it. Like, yeah, you can say that about anything. Even the peeve of not having it line up. It isn't physical. There's no reason for that. His fear of mannequins is literally get over it. So for me, if I had someone like that near me, I would just be like so angry. So every time they stub their toe, I'd be like, family's just in your head. Just get over it. Because it's such a harmful to me idea to be like, oh, this feeling isn't real. It's a harmful idea in of itself, but then kind of belittling how people feel. I can say, yeah, anxiety's in your head, depression's in your head, doesn't mean it doesn't actively affect you. Yeah, so I don't know, it really bothers me, especially since Mark's in pain right now, or discomfort, or suffering. Well, he's not really suffering. I mean, nothing's technically happening to his body. He might be a little hot. Might be affecting what he tastes and smells, but technically is his body in pain? Is he hurting his body? No. But his body's saying, hey, stop. But don't worry, it's just in his head. Even right here, it's like, oh, this feels bad. Oh, well, you can't have the good without you can't say the good is real if you say the bad isn't. Anyway, I'm just taking away his right to feel things. I'm just taking it because it really bothers me. Especially today, after I watched that bad talkie video. I mean, again, he is afraid of the sea, but he says, oh, well, that's rational. There's things in the ocean. It's big. Okay. It's rational to you. Because your body tells you to fear. Other people don't have it. Ethan doesn't have it. The people on that boat didn't have it. So I fear those really big, what are they called? I think it starts with an A. Those really big birds that kind of look like animatronics or like a puppet. I don't like them. They scare me. And again, other people probably don't. Some people think they're cute. Obviously, I'm fascinated by them. They're like 4.5 feet tall. I have no idea if that's true. But it's rational. They're big. My body's saying predator. But again, it's just in my head.